With his crafty words and clever beats, Chance the Rapper is shaking up the music industry. Releasing on his own music label, he's the first streaming-only artist to win not just 1 Grammy, but 3.
My heart is broken today.
Chance also doesn't mince words.
The truth is, we have a lot of power.
And he's been very outspoken in the wake of George Floyd's death.
This is a trauma that a lot of us African Americans have to deal with every time y'all do this.
Demanding justice. Chance revealing his own personal run-ins with police.
I think a lot of people look at me as a person that has money, that has influence, that has power, that doesn't deal with a lot of issues. But I still have PTSD from my run-ins with officers. I've had knees in my back.
Wow.
On social media, Chance calling for a new National United Black Front. Tweeting, defund the police. And also writing, hashtag Black Lives Matter, and now is the perfect time for a revolution. Just before George Floyd's death, I caught up with Chance as he's hunkering down with his family at home in Chicago.
It is a crazy time in the world. You're with your wife and your 2 beautiful daughters. How you guys been holding up?
We're good. We're getting through it. Kirsten is an amazing mother and partner, and this is the best time in the world to get to really, spend time with your kids.
Their kids, 4-year-old Kensley and her little sister, 9-month-old baby Marley.
Like, you've been showing us stuff, all of us dads at home, like you've been working on some crazy science projects. What have you been doing?
We did a volcano experiment. We built some terrariums. We did a sea monkeys project.
That's impressive, Chance. I taught my 5-year-old how to play Fortnite. My wife wants to kill him.
There's his other project, of course, his music. And he's been managing to work on some new material.
I've been recording a little bit at the crib, and then I live next door to my studio, so I've gone down there a couple of times.
And at home, Chance's daughter, Kensley, is edging in on the action.
I have like a 57, like a handheld microphone as well as like the actual one. And my daughter picked it up and started singing.
You had never seen that before?
Never in my life.
At just 27, Chance is also well known for his activism.
This series aims to inspire and educate.
And in his hometown of Chicago, through his nonprofit SocialWorks, Chance helps showcase young artists through an ongoing OpenMike series.
So if you want to keep up with me, well, you got to be fast on your feet.
Recent online winners include these talented teens. Rapper Nick Huh.
I want to walk through fields, daffodils, making sure you never feel lonely.
And graphic artist Christopher Harrison, talking to me about their craft when their inspiration weighed in as a surprise.
What's up, Nick? What's up, Chris?
What's up?
Congratulations.
Yo, thank you.
Chance, how great are these two, man?
They're amazing, top of the class. I know how hard it is with this whole, pandemic going and, schools closing. It just shows that you guys are dedicated to your craft.
When it comes to giving back, it's something Chance puts on top.
You know how many rappers I've interviewed. You know how many artists I've talked to. I so seldomly hear this real sense of deep humanitarianism. But I hear it in you, man. And you're so wise beyond your years. You care so much about Chicago. You don't just talk about it, you do it. Where does that come from, man? Is that your faith? Is that your family? Is that just you?
Yeah, I think it's indirectly my faith. I get a lot of like my sense of understanding the kindness from my mom. And then my dad and his side of the family were all community organizers. My great-grandmother marched with King and organized. My grandmother worked for Harold Washington when he ran for mayor in Chicago.
Those are doers, right? I mean, those are, I call them happen makers.
Helping his community is part of Chance's DNA, and so is his faith.
You and I both share a great sense of faith. My faith is the most important thing in my life. Faith, my family, my friends, having some fun.
Yeah.
How much have you been leaning on God during this kind of crazy time? And what has that sort of spiritual conversation been like, if you don't mind sharing?
I'm glad you asked. I mean, it's been probably the most that I've been in the Word and like reading the Bible like in a few years. Fear and worry is like, pointless just in terms of the things that we have no control over. We just have control over how much faith we put in God.
Guys, I mean, this is one impressive young man. Forget his age. He's not even 30. He's 27. But what strikes me about Chance is his ability to find balance in his life that we all struggle with. This is a guy who is passionate. You'll see him down at Harold Washington Cultural Center actually talking the talk. He is uniquely spiritual and humble while his activism is strong. And at the end of the day, he's a giver. He puts his money where his mouth is. He's given millions of dollars to the same public school system in Chicago that he grew up in. He's all action, and it's just impressive. Not to mention he's Chance the Rapper, one of the best out there to do it.
One of the best writers, Carson, in all of music. And you would appreciate this. I mean, a lot of folks in the industry have talked about how he's transformed music as well. He didn't need a big deal to be a big deal.
No.
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, he got his own label going. He held on to his masters. The paradigm in the music industry certainly shifted since back in the MTV days. And I mean, that's the thing about Chance. I mean, he's a leader and an innovator, like in every spectrum, professionally, personally, and he's just impressive.
And by the way, my kids were watching Sesame Street the other day, and who popped up? Chance the Rapper. He's there too.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, great conversation, man.
Thank you, Carson.